The show is somewhat in two halves. There are two long walls, and one wall is drawings I did from photographs I took in Cambodia. In Phnom Penh, there is a genocide museum in a school which the Khmer Rouge had used as a torture center. And the Vietnamese occupied Cambodia, and when they found the torture center, they left it just as it was so that people could see what the Khmer Rouge had been, how appalling they were, how brutal. And so I went there and I photographed, and I didn't know what I was going to do, if I was going to do anything. But when I got home, I started doing drawings from the photographs. And when I told people what I was doing, the photographs were photographs of people's faces. People said, "Oh, I can't look, I can't bear it, it's too much." And I basically think that it's important to look. There's nothing horrific in the photographs. There's grief, there's anger, there's shock, there's suffering, and that is what's there. But I think it's our part of what we do as humans is to try to connect to some of the very hard things that have happened. And one of the things about the Khmer Rouge was that the first victims were the previous regime, but then they became incredibly paranoid and they started denouncing their own people, and so they recycled everybody. And obviously the people working in the torture museum knew that they could be next. Anybody could be next. And I do think that none of us knows what we would do in the worst situations and what we would do to survive. So that work was just connecting to just the humanity of these people. The other part of the show is largely grew out of about 12 pairs of little girl shoes that I found as I walked down the road in Victoria, and they were put out for girls to take, but I needed them, so I took them and I started doing drawings of these shoes in whatever situation. So some of them are with monks, and some of them are with grass, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it is a little bit of a schizophrenic show because one wall is pretty, it's heavy, and the other wall is kind of crazy. So that's sort of what the show is, my schizophrenic self. Okay, so I'm reading from With Kelly and After, and Kelly was my dear friend Kelly Parsons, who was an absolutely wonderful poet. And she died, it'll be 3 years ago on Christmas Eve. She was only 50, and it wasn't fair. And so I think I met her in about 96, and our connection was always poetry, apart from that she was an extraordinary person, a strong Buddhist. So it's not going to take a whole lot of time, I don't think, to read whatever I'm going to read. So Kelly was in hospice 3 times, and this book starts the last time that she was in hospice. And I was very lucky because I live about 6 minutes walk from hospice. So even when the weather was absolutely horrible and it was a very snowy December, I could still manage to get to Kelly's bedside. So I was very lucky because it doesn't always work that way. So the first poem is Holding On, and it starts in hospice. Just when it seemed my friend couldn't bear the silent crumbling of her vertebrae, the ooze of swollen legs, one now dead weight, the pressure of tumor on tissue, her anguish stranded on weary sheets, shipwrecked in her high-tech bed controlled by remote-controlled buttons that evade her, nurses with pert paper couplets of morphine and methadone, sandwiches made in Alberta, delivered stale to her BC bed. Yesterday, they siphoned fluid from her lungs, relief at first, then pain worse than ever. Took 3 nurses 2 hours to help it tame. They think I'm difficult, she tells me. Olivewood Jizo, her bodhisattva by her side, her low rumble of a laugh, her talent for bringing to life the life in me. My friend with her hunger to stay, to not miss her grandson blowing a kiss, her granddaughter's bubble of a smile. They love you. The nurses love you, I tell her. She sinks back. I hope so. I reach for her hand, its netted glove protecting the injection site for her meds. She points to the heavy window. Open it, can you? Just a crack. The title is Her Voice. I don't think I can go home again. I can say that Kelly was so determined to stay that until about 2 days before she died, she was still planning to go home. I don't think I can go home again, so now your home is here. We hang the poster you lettered, Hayes words on your hospice wall, black sumi on brown butcher paper. You would not make your body a battleground, but you have bargained for time, spinning spider filament, twisting strands, dark and light, stretching each moment. Help me, you say. Help me breathe. Fruiting bodies. Your first day at hospice, I brought you raspberries from my garden, watched you suck their essence down to your toes. Epics of raspberries, fruit of grief, memories of another patch, picking for a father-in-law lost to cancer, a sister-in-law to suicide. This year I picked for you. Remember again your laughing greed. Practice eating for you. And this is the end. Big leaf maple, sky-clad leaves, falling loose on the wind, falling, tipped, tossed, coming to rest in a wicker chair's frayed lap, a stretch of tidal sand pocked with clam holes, a forest of sword ferns cushioning their leap, falling like those photos of 9/11 humans, plummeting, wayward, feckless leaves, rodeo leaves, tumbling clowns, stripper leaves dropping last raiment, bearing the tree, its skeletal form, its maple keys, a golden translucence mirroring my faith, though I have no faith. Still I believe, though we fall, all of us, we will rise, resilient, ongoing, though we ourselves may not know that rise.
Oh.